Hey guys, welcome back. David Long here from the Mountain Men, and today we're going to talk about 5 things that your father should have given to you, but perhaps he couldn't, and so he didn't, or maybe you were separated from your dad, but here's 5 key things. That's what we're going to focus on today. 5 key things your dad should have given to you. Let's do this. Okay, I want to tell you right up front, guys, you're going to be a little frustrated today. I'm going to share 5 quick things, and you're going to say, David, don't you think you ought to pull some of those apart a little bit? Yes, we will. Not today. I just want to lay some foundation in these early videos about what you should expect from yourself and what you should expect from life in terms of strengthening your manhood and preparing you for leadership. So 5 things your dad should have given you, but perhaps couldn't and didn't. Number 1, he should have taught you the essence of sonship is making a father successful. Son, your job is to make me successful. Don't worry about your own success. Your job is to make me successful. And in doing so, he teaches the child to be a servant growing up, not a taker. There are 2 kinds of folks, right? You've heard this said before. They're givers and takers. Well, the givers come from being raised by good moms and being trained by good dads, that they were taught to make the dad successful. Don't worry about your success, which kind of leads, and the reason that's important is because when you go into adult life, you don't want to be a taker. You don't want to be someone who approaches your work or approaches your assignment or approaches any opportunities in the 7 mountains that we talk about in terms of leadership. You don't want to go in there for what you can get out of that situation. You want to go in as a servant leader, and a servant leader starts by being a servant. And this leads to the second thing. A dad would teach him that my job as the father is to make you successful. And so how does this work? So he knows quietly, the dad knows quietly that he's training, and I'll get to some of this in just a second, but he knows that this is the training environment for the son, and his job is to prepare him for success in life. He doesn't let him do just what's easy. He doesn't let him take the easy road out. He teaches him the hard thing. He teaches him all the things. He sets him up for success. And in doing that, he's modeling true leadership. Leadership is not focused on what I can get out of a situation where I'm leading other people. Leadership is empowering my team for them to be successful. You see, in life, here's how it goes, folks. If you're at any place in life, if you're willing to make those above you or ahead of you, as it were, successful, and make those coming behind you or under you successful, you will be a success in between. So he's modeling for the son what it means to make somebody else successful. The third thing is he teaches him that security comes from knowing you have net worth before God and man. Now, a lot of people, particularly Christians, put a lot of emphasis on their net worth before God, and they end up being very insecure people. Why? Because that was never fleshed out in the natural. And the Bible says, which comes first, the spiritual or the natural? The natural comes first. So guys, if no one has ever given you time, significant time, and reaffirmed really who you are, and I'm talking 7, 10 years worth of time of letting you touch their work, which is a key environment for transferring that sense of affirmation. If that's never happened to you, you likely have a root seat of insecurity, and you go like, why am I insecure? And so you don't even know where it came from. That's where it came from. Those 10 years that you were supposed to have a dad pouring into your life and letting you touch his work. You know, if a man's reputation is one of his most valuable possessions, then is he going to let somebody touch his work that's going to affect his reputation? Well, that's a big honor when you think about that. To let a son touch your work is a big honor. So if that doesn't happen, that young man's going to grow up insecure. That's why when we left the farm 150, 200 years ago, you know, we began to leave behind fathering in the hands-on way. Get more into that later. The fourth thing he was supposed to teach his son is how to honor a woman. Now, this is somewhat spoken, but this is often modeled. From the time that son starts to transition out of the kitchen, as it were, at age 7, age 8, age 6, and he transitions into the fields of manhood with his dad, as the dad comes in and goes out and interacts with his wife, with that child's mother, he sees how he honors her. He sees how he's not late for the meal. You know, when you're late for the meal, guys, I'll just give you a little clue off to the side. When you're late for the meal, what you're really telling your wife is you're not important. All the hard work that you put into that meal is not important, assuming she made the meal for you, of course. So it's critically important in my household. If mom's going to take time, and my wife invests a lot of time in making incredible meals, man, you better show up early and see how you can be helpful. And so I model that. You don't have to call me twice for the meal. It's not just because I'm not hungry. It's because I'm trying to model for the children. Never be late for the meal if that's what mom made you. And that's just one example. There's 100 of how a good father is modeling for his sons. So that's one thing he should have taught him. And the fifth thing he should have taught him is, let's just call this the basics of manhood. Courage, hard work, good attitude under tough circumstances, how to deal with the elements, all the rough stuff, again, by bringing him into the farm life. I mean, that son would have really learned all the tough stuff, but also how to be productive, how to work with your hands, how to build stuff, how to fix stuff, and really the stuff of manhood that will serve him the rest of his life. Obviously, we'll pull that one apart, guys, but hey, there's a quick overview of the 5 things you should have learned from your dad, and I'm just going to recap. Okay, number 1, the essence of sonship is making a father successful. Number 2, my job as a father is to make you successful, and he's modeling leadership when he's doing that. Number 3, you become secure if good men, strong men will give you time and let you touch their work. Number 4, how to honor a woman. And number 5, the basics of manhood. Guys, I hope this has been helpful. I appreciate you hanging out with me. Please subscribe and hit the notification button as well. And a big favor I ask you, especially in these early days, would you share this with your guy friends in your world? I'd really appreciate it. Hey guys, thanks for listening. I'm David Long, and this is The Mountain Men.